What is up, suckers? What a weekend of football we had that happened. We've got a special guest, Darian from Black Flags Matter.
What's going on, guys?
Rams contingent tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Every game was ridiculously good. We went from chalk to chaos in one weekend. The fucking wild card round sucked ass. The divisional round was just amazing. We're going to recap the games, talk about everything that we saw leading up to Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Like, if you're a GM now, like, what do you do, right? Like, if I'm Joe Shane, who's taking over Shine or whatever, who's taking over the Giants, I'm looking at Daniel Jones like, you are not like these two other guys. You might have some attributes of these other guys, but you're not like them. You've never put together a single game like these guys have. So now I've got to be thinking, how do I even come close? What do I do, right? Like, if you're the Minnesota Vikings, and you've got Kirk Cousins, and you see what
far away,
right? But on the same side of the coin, 49ers are one game away from the Super Bowl with a very average QB and Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, I would say above average. He's not like everyone like, oh my God. Like, even San Francisco is not like, wow, we have to keep this guy. Right?
Well,
even his own team. Right.
Shoulder shrug.
I just hope Trey Lance doesn't get into the NFC Championship game because I feel like he'd do some damage. I don't know.
It's possible, but you don't know what you have in Trey Lance. Like, he hasn't played enough because Jimmy G has held down the fort. He's done good enough to stay out on the field, and that's all you could ask. And
he's too raw. He needs time to gestate. It's like what happened with Mahomes in his rookie year. Just let him sit.
Yeah, let him sit. Let him soak it in. Funny things happened. Both number one seeds gone. Both number one seeds gone. Tennessee in the beginning went out. So here's the thing here's a point that I want to make. I want you to discuss this. The Tannehill narrative, the reclamation project narrative, I think is dead.
Yeah.
Right?
You saw it like throughout the year with Derrick Henry out. There were times where he could not carry that team. I remember seeing against Pittsburgh, and I'm sitting there like, how is this team self-destructing like that? And there were a couple times that happened. Happened against Arizona in week 1 with Derrick Henry. It happened against the Texans where Tannehill threw 4 picks because it was bad. And we got a fitty bomb. Thanks, Joey Ochoa. We'll get to you in a bit. And also, like, it happened against Cincinnati. They have a passable quarterback play. They win easily.
Yeah. Joey Ochoa says, hey, Tree and 5, looks like we're all watching from the couch this year. Go Cowboys. But I'm looking forward to the God tier baseball content you two put out. Sheesh, fingers crossed on an agreement. P.S. You're the man. Uche. And then we got another 50 bomb right after that. Graph on T-roll. We'll see how long the Bengals can sustain this current success and shed this Bungles label. But at least the fact that they made it this far must have been torment for the Browns. The only one in the current AFC North that is yet to get this far. Yeah.
They haven't gotten there since the mid-'80s, I think.
Whoa.
So,
that's right.
Couple things. Yeah, I can't wait until this the labor agreement is done.
It might be a bit, though. They're still a ways off on a lot of different
but I think the closer we get to spring training, both sides are going to realize, hey, this ain't the end of the world. We operated like this under the past CBA. Let's get down. I don't know.
It looks like the MLB might be willing to
once money starts coming into play, decisions start getting made.
Like Ooch, like, you as a player, if the players union is like, we need to dig in on this, like, we need to set up for future generations, and then your current bank account is being affected closer to the season, don't you be like, fuck these future generations, right? Like, I need to cash some game checks.
Yeah, people got bills to pay. I mean, and they need them game checks. And especially if you're not one of the top, one of the core guys and you kind of bounce around, shoot, you need that. Those are the hard. Right. That's why those kind of like movements don't usually work because there's always outliers that can't do it.
the one thing with the players union, like they get everyone to drink the Kool-Aid in the MLB players union. Like they do not like, I think it comes from the top two. Like Tony Clark is he's a galvanizing guy. He was, under the Donald Fair era where you just dig in your heels. I think it's a little different in the NFLPA because the leader has less of a backbone than say
None.
Yeah.
It was a flaccid backbone.
Yeah, and baseball is traditionally one of the toughest unions in the history of unions. Like they just don't back down. They know what they have.
They're going to be like they're hardlining, so that's why I think it might be a bit longer.
Yeah, but I think once they get to the table and start trading things, like they're like, all right, you take this chicken, we'll take that cow. I think they'll get there. They'll get there. They know that they cannot miss a single game. For the health of baseball, and if the owners are the ones locking it out, like they know they can't be that stupid. All right, the other shocking fucking game, Packers.
The 2 1 seeds went out in kind of embarrassing fashion.
Embarrassing.
They both self-destructed.
I feel like the Packers loss was more embarrassing than Tennessee's though, because like Tennessee, it's like they were the 1 seed, but like the AFC, that 1 seed kept like switching every other week. But like the Packers, like wasn't this supposed to be like their?
This was their big year.
They were the juggernaut. It was their last dance.
How can you have a last dance and you haven't won a championship in a decade?
Well, it's because everyone's their contracts are expiring. Yeah. Devontae Adams,
this
Robert
whole
Tonyan,
team is going to explode
Campbell,
the day after the season's over.
It's done. They
Aaron Rodgers is probably gone. I think he retires. I think he's done with all the NFL shit.
Maybe it's possible he retires and either hosts Jeopardy or his own show on Fox News. Now
it's not Fox News. He's going on like OAN or InfoWars.
Yeah. He's going even further, right? Yeah,
he's gonna take it.
Or he's just becomes like Pat McAfee's permanent co-host. Him and AJ Hawk just sit around all day and talk shit. They become the Joe Rogan of podcasts. No, that is a good question. Like, who should be more embarrassed, the Titans or the Packers? I definitely think the Packers, just results-wise, should be embarrassed, but the Titans, the way that they lost, the way that Tannehill just didn't show up, like they deserve as much ridicule as the freaking Packers.
When you get 9 sacks on a quarterback tying the postseason record, you think you'd win that game pretty easily. That's all I'm going to say.
And then also that defensive play calling for the Titans too on that final Bengals drive to kick the game-winning field goal. Like, I love me some Janoris Jenkins. He was a pretty good corner in St. Louis. Like, I love me some Jackrabbit. But like to have him cover Chase one-on-one there on that one throw that got him in the field goal range, like you can't do
Nobody
that.
even helping.
They had a safety shadowing 10 yards back.
So they tried to do a 2-man, and it still didn't work because you can't zone up against Jamar Chase. He's going to get open. He's going to make somebody slip. And then, say you one-on-one him. Like, the only way to cover Chase is to straight up double X him. Like, that's the only way. And they didn't do it. They just fucked up. And they got burnt.
But the way the Packers lost, though, just like the 49ers didn't score. They didn't score an offensive touchdown, right?
Nope.
Yeah, they scored 6 points.
The other thing about that, like, yes, they should have won. Like they get the punt off. Their defense was playing great, but why'd they only score 10 points? Like, you're Aaron Rodgers.
That's the thing. I think that's what's killing everybody is. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, their offensive line had fits all game. No David Bakhtiari. They moved Billy Turner to blindside.
Yeah, I thought that was a bad move.
They had deep trouble with that all game. And, I mean, the San Francisco front seven just went ham all over that offense. And, like, with Aaron Rodgers, I felt like he didn't do anything to lose the game, but he didn't do anything to win it either. He was just there.
Which is, like, failure in for somebody of his caliber. Like, you didn't affect the game in any way. Like, you could have easily had Jordan Love in there, and it probably would have been the same result.
The 49ers own him. He's like 0-4 against them in the playoffs, I think.
I told y'all that they got the psychological advantage.
Yeah, no one is afraid of Green Bay anymore. The other thing is, like, they get what I would think would be an advantage for the Packers is the weather turning to shit, right?
And West Coast team not used to the cold.
Yeah, and it didn't help them at all. They really only needed 3 more points to win. Well, they got a field goal block, like that would have sealed it. And they didn't get it because their special teams were garbage. Football's a team game, and you can't ignore any facets of it. And it caught. I remember
is massive.
Yeah, I remember being a Giants.
It's almost guaranteed loss.
Yeah, I remember being a Giants fan, and they blew a game against the Niners because of special teams. Like the Niners blew a game against the Giants because of special teams when Kyle Williams had a ball go off it. Like like if you're out on the field, you got to mind your P's and Q's, and the Packers tried to mask those problems all year. Like you should not know anybody on the special teams, right? Shouldn't know any of those players because if you do, something bad happened. Right?
Well, special teams should have a reputation, and usually there's no gray area. You either have a good one or you have a bad one, and theirs has been bad all year. So the simple fact that when everything was pretty much equal, the only thing that could change the game was something in the special teams department. Or a turnover of some sort. They got one with Mercedes Lewis. He fumbled. That killed a lot of the momentum Green Bay had. Mm-hmm. And then to get into the half with, some kind of, positive vibe with the field goal, they literally allow like the guy you're never supposed to allow to get inside inside.
And saw that. Yeah. Like it was basically 2-on-1. And usually
they probably ran a stunt. I think they ran like just a quick stunt.
Yeah. And then Lancaster, I think, blocked the wrong angle.
Yeah, he had no chance to get the guy. Like usually if he just steps in, one guy's going to get through, but it's always going to be too late. He didn't even impede the guy coming through. So it was a brilliant play.
On the outside to come through because the guy on the outside, it's going to take longer. That's why they rarely ever get it from the outside.
So go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to point this out too. Also, like earlier in the game, why didn't Aaron Jones just keep running straight? He basically ran into the defensive bag, and I think
he got like jitters or something.
Yeah, it was weird. I think he was anticipating contact.
The lights were bright.
Yeah, he's starting to get a little too cute with it, I guess.
It was bizarre. I think he knew he was going to get caught, but still, like I don't think he had a clear path to the end zone. But still, I think they didn't end up scoring a touchdown. They ended up kicking just a field goal.
That was the field goal block.
That was the field goal block right there, which should have been a gimme. All right. Official Gus Reichlen says, using my $20 that I saved using Tree at SeatGeek to Rogers' last swindle is over, and none of us in Packerland want him back. He's the anti-Eli, shows up for the regular season, doesn't bother to try in the playoffs. We won't miss him. Yeah, Rogers has built this reputation over the past 10 years as being the best quarterback in the NFL. Like that's the guy that you want. And he has not shown up. I mean, he's gotten his team to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Three times. They're constantly in the postseason. And it's really hard to just boil it down to him not being clutch, but Tom Brady.
There's not many other options.
Yeah.
Or you call somebody who can't get to the Super Bowl after getting to a championship game multiple times.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of those early chances were squandered by Ted Thompson and Mike McCarthy, but there's no excuse for these.
True, guys. But that game against Eli Manning in 2012, he was
Mike McCarthy.
He was ass though. He was not good in that game. Like you just go back and watch the tape. He wasn't good. And he was a defending Super Bowl champion. Like he'd already climbed the mountain. Now you look on the flip side, you look at Pat Mahomes. He's in his 4th straight AFC Championship game.
That's crazy.
Could go to his 3rd Super Bowl in a row. He should have won the first one.
They would have caught some balls last year.
Or they didn't call. Yeah, or they didn't call that ridiculous roughing on Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes would be playing in his 4th straight Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he probably could. He probably would have won that one.
Maybe.
Where
it was against the Rams.
Yeah. Probably would have won that one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Mahomes, I mean, if Leonard, I'm sorry, I forget his name. That the defensive end he lined off sides. If he doesn't do that, they win.
Yeah. Ford? They climbed the mountain.
Yeah, Steve Ford.
Yeah, Steve Ford.
And what's hilarious this weekend is I learned that 14 seconds is not enough and 13 seconds is plenty.
With 3 timeouts.
If you're the Cowboys, 14 seconds is too much. If you're the Chiefs, 13 seconds, plenty of time.
Yeah, that game
3 seconds left.
That game just made the whole Cowboys loss and the way they lost like even worse now, just because of like how well both teams had. Well,
you can tell the difference between how one team is coached to play in the clutch and how another is.
Yeah.
Both teams I felt like had good clock management. I mean,
one panicked when it really counted. One was on the money, calm, poised, and collected.
Yeah, I guess the Bills could have
because they've done it before.
I guess the Bills could have ran out more clock there.
They could have squibbed the kickoff.
I don't know why they didn't squib the ball.
The thing is like you don't want to return, right? So you don't want to start Pat Mahomes on the 30, right? That you don't want to give him 5 extra
with
yards.
6 seconds.
That's true.
2 plays he's going to need 2 plays to get in field goal range at least.
Yeah.
He could get it with 1, but that would be a blown coverage.
The defense that they came out in too, they rushed 4, which I disagree with. Like I thought they were going to go cover 11. Honestly,
no, you rush 4. You're not rushing 3 against Patrick Mahomes. Is he's going to have all day. He is literally going to have all day to find somebody to throw it to.
You saw what happened in the Rams game when they got over aggressive. Todd Bowles calls an A-gap blitz and leaves fucking Cooper Kupp alone in the middle of the field. Like I was like, what are these guys doing?
What are talking about the last play?
Yeah. Well,
he had a safety that was just flat-footed that was covering him from 15 deep.
But it was one-on-one though. Like
I mean hey, make a play. Just bat it down, dude. Just run and bat it.
Matt Stafford, though, with the strong arm. Matt Stafford showing you maybe the Lions were the problem.
Yeah, the Lions were the problem the whole time.
I mean, they get lucky. They were this close to choking it.
Yeah.
Oh, they were. They were.
It was not on him.
It wasn't on him. The problem was it was on everyone fumbling. It was on Cam Akers fumbling. It was on the bad snap of the center. It was on the defense crumbling at the worst possible time.
Cam Akers was going to fumble that ball when he got that handoff. I was like, oh, is that Cam Akers? Oh, shit.
But that's Sean McVay. He's confident in his players, but that backfired on him.
The problem is if they lost that game, you might be talking about Sean McVay getting fired. Like that's
no way.
Dude,
That's acceptable.
That's the kind of loss you don't recover from, especially in an all-in year. I could see it happening.
We can go get Brian Flores, and maybe he can do better.
Get out.
No, you can get Sean Payton. Throw him $20 million.
You can get Sean Payton.
See, I've been so used to losing when they were in St. Louis. So, Sean McVay is the best head coach I've ever seen them had in my lifetime. So I don't know. I can't imagine.
It was nearly unacceptable.
The NFL's ability to toss aside a perfectly good coach for a bigger name.
For not even for a bigger name, for someone different. The Giants tossed Tom Coughlin to the side. Mike Shanahan got fired. A lot of people have been discarded just for.
Remember Marty Schottenheimer?
Yep.
14-2 and fired.
He got fired. That's right.
Got fired after going 14-2.
Not just that. After going 8-8 in Washington, he got fired after 1 year after going 6 of his last 8.
He's just like, you know what? Fuck you. Get out of here. We don't want you anymore in this league.
Who else has been fired that won a Super Bowl? Another discarded coach.
I mean, shit. Rex Ryan went to 2 AFC Championship games, and he got
yeah,
but that was 4 years after the fact. I mean, Jimmy Johnson, he got fired, and they had a spat. Jim Harbaugh.
That's the most notorious firing of all time.
Well, Harbaugh ran back to Michigan,
but he got fired in a power struggle.
Oh yeah. Gosh. All right, Tree. Oh, Doug Peterson. That's a great one, David Tran.
He kind of sucked outside
delivers a Super Bowl, though.
Doug Peterson deserved to get fired after the shit he pulled in Week 17.
Yeah, but no loyalty whatsoever from Philly for bringing them their first Super Bowl.
Thanks for the trophy, asshole. Get out.
Get out.
Yeah, you used to play for the Browns. We have no idea how you won us a Super Bowl. It must have been Nick Foles, some shit, because it wasn't fucking
truly
Carson
big dick
Wentz.
Nick. Because
where it's at.
I think it was more. It was actually because of Matt Patricia's defense being terrible in that Super Bowl. But
that was true. Tree, read some supers. I gotta go get a drink real quick.
Do what you got to do, man. Beat your meat. ECW Hardcore 07. 49ers going to Super Bowl. Seriously, I don't think my team would make it this far, dude. I was high on them in the preseason. I did not have them getting past Green Bay. I mean, there are a lot of people who said they were.
I did.
I couldn't mind. Well, because you're Ustradamus. I had a couple other people say that to me too. I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like San Fran, but it's just like, I don't know what it is there. Still crazy to think.
It's like when we played the Colts. I knew we were going to win that game. We got their number.
You said 2% when it was a stream, dude. Spartan win. The Bills' loss is 100% because of a coin flip. It had absolutely nothing to do with the Bills' defense being unable to hold for 13 seconds, which is why bitching about
both defenses couldn't hold anything.
Well, the Chiefs' defense at least was exhausted and was out. Tyrann Mathieu. I think Travarius Ward was out for a bit too, if I remember correctly. But
yeah, a lot of people aren't talking about that enough. Like.
Buffalo
Buffalo have the number one defense in the NFL.
Yeah, it was
13 hold up for 13 seconds.
It's bad.
It is the Chiefs.
It's bad scheming.
So good.
Yeah, it was bad scheming. Absolutely. I mean, you could tell. I would have had my guys pressed up with over the top help. Fuck it. They're gonna have to make a play to catch the ball, and the clock is going to run.
That's the other thing that was unacceptable.
Break on our guy. You're gonna be running, but that clock is still gonna be going.
Yeah, that like if you give it the Cowboys proved that if you give up 15 yards, 14 seconds not enough time to get up. Like they should have played the sidelines, let them beat them deep for one play, and it wouldn't have been enough. It wouldn't have been enough. They wouldn't have been able to get up to the line. Like they should have just let them beat them deep.
Well, the Chiefs had all 3 timeouts.
Like what kind? I forgot about
it.
That's why they were allowed to go up the middle.
That's why you press them up so that you invite them to try. You invite Patrick Mahomes to go deep on somebody because he's going to try and take on one of the one-on-ones deep.
I forgot about the timeouts. Excellent. That's just good coaching right there by Andy Reid, not wasting timeouts, understanding that timeouts are more precious than time themselves.
They ran Madden plays. On Madden, when you're in the 2-minute drill, it's like a cheese kind of tactic.
Yes.
But you put your tight end in the slot and you just literally run him on a seam and just throw him the ball as soon as you hike it. Nobody can stop him. He picks up like 12, 13 yards.
That was basically a Madden matchup, that Chiefs-Bills game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's
what
the NFL wants, so that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Which one did you read last, Tree?
I did Spartan win. We're on Nick Leroy.
Okay. Nick Leroy. Poppy, the only one in via the traditional ballot. So this thing bothered me.
Gatekeeping, baby. Gatekeeping.
Poppy gets in. Alleged steroid user David Ortiz gets into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. What's the deal with that?
Right. But he got in because he's not an asshole and everyone loves him. Clemens and Bonds are out because they're dickheads. That's the only
Schilling too. Kurt Schilling, don't forget him.
Schilling, because Schilling couldn't keep his mouth shut.
But don't get me wrong, all 3 deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Even if you ignore their steroid eras, like Clemens has 10 years what I feel are Hall of Fame worthy. Bonds has 10 years, over 10 years that are Hall of Fame worthy. So I think they're both deserve to get in. But at the same time, Clemens, it's like it's gatekeeping. That's what it is. And Clemens, I mean, Schilling will probably get in by the Vets Committee, but I don't know about Bonds and Clemens, but which is a shame because
Bonds is the greatest power pitcher I've ever seen. I know he was on roids, but his motion, his power, his splitter, like he just no one's ever done it like Clemens. I fucking hate Roger Clemens. Let's get some things clear. I fucking hate him. One of the greatest pitchers ever. Same with Barry Bonds. Like I hate him. He's an asshole. He's fucking dickhead.
I knew he was an asshole.
Didn't Bonds also break the home runs record? He's that guy too. Okay.
Single season and career. He has the
started taking steroids because he got jealous of McGuire's and Sosa's run.
Yeah, because he was like, these guys are trash. See, the thing that I totally get where Barry Bonds comes from. I get his villain arch. Like I completely sympathize with him because imagine if you know that you're better than someone and they're fucking cheating and they're all over, like you walk by a billboard and you see that motherfucker up there and you're like, this fucker is cheating. I know it. I'm better than
his
him.
Arms. Jesus.
Right. I'm 100 times better than him. I'm gonna cheat like this motherfucker, and we're gonna see who the better guy is. Obviously, no one gives a fuck that you're cheating, right? So why should I play it on the level?
Yeah,
why should I?
Isn't that another thing? Didn't a lot of players like end up juicing in this era anyway?
Yeah.
And it wasn't
it
really
was like
easily
easily 80-85%.
Yeah.
wow.
And baseball just looked the other way because they were getting ratings and money. People were paying attention to
ratings,
baseball.
boy.
In the mid-90s, baseball was in dire straits. People tend to forget that. But you know what brought people back? McGuire and Sosa home run chase.
Yep.
Literally the only people that I can think of that weren't juicing in that era were Ken Griffey Jr. because he didn't have to because he was so fucking good, and Cal Ripken, who might have juiced in the 90s.
Ichiro.
Oh, Ichiro didn't need to. No, I wouldn't put it past Ichiro to
Maybe Frank
either
Thomas.
HGH. Frank Thomas maybe didn't need to, but Juan Gonzalez. Mo Vaughn.
Ken Caminiti.
Ken Caminiti. Well, he juiced so hard he
died.
basically ended his life.
Oh, damn! I didn't know that.
Yeah,
he died like almost 20 years ago.
Yeah. Somebody I posted on some message board said he was friends with Ken Caminiti. Said he was one of the most soulless, like empty people he'd ever met.
Really?
Yeah,
this is the worst thing you said about anybody.
Yeah. So, anyway,
I never want to be remembered like that.
Yeah. Keep reading, Tree.
Yeah, we'll do. While we talk about gatekeeping in the Hall of Fame. Yes. Jared Froman, the only explanation that I have for what happened this past weekend is the NFL drugged the scriptwriters, then drugged them again for good measure. Dude, round of applause for the scriptwriters of the NFL.
Yeah, they did great.
It was so scripted, man.
I thought the Rams game.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
There's a video on Twitter from these cats, RDC World. That's their name. Dude, they did a skit on the Rams and Bucks. It's fucking hilarious.
I met those guys, dude. Both Tree and I met those guys. Those guys are awesome.
I don't think I met them. I know, I think
nice guys.
It is the most hilarious shit because they go straight talking about that. Hey, Tom, we tried, but people were starting to catch on.
See, here's the thing, like that before that fumble. Who was the guy that fumbled? Akers. I think he opened up his wristband and it was like, oh, it says I'm supposed to fumble here. And then he just went back in and it was like, like I've always wanted, stupid camera. I've always wanted to make a video if the NFL was scripted, like how they would have to try to hide shit.
What would be an idea would be like an office setting and just having random people like voiced as the scriptwriters. It's like, okay, we'll have Chicago pretend to win, and then Pittsburgh. What should we do for them? Taunting penalty. Boom. There you go.
That's right.
Controversy. Right. Get the NFL in the book. There you go.
Right. Hey, look, we don't have anything juicy right before the commercial break. How about a fumble? There we go. All right.
We need to keep them captivated. You know, how about we lull them into a sense of security? How about we get instead of 28-3, how about 27-3? And instead of coming back, they win at the last minute.
Could you imagine?
It's a reverse.
Our script writer is M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the writers have a meeting with Aaron Rodgers? Like, hey, look, we got some bad news. You're not advancing past the divisional round this year. Is because of that fucking vaccine shit. We're sorry. Nothing against you personally, Aaron, but can't let you go by the division round here.
They said if you get the MVP, then you can't come out of the division. Sorry.
Yep. It says here in your contract that you're not allowed to win
if
another
you show
Super Bowl.
your COVID toe, that's another.
Right. And they were like, Tom, we need you to come back next year. So for the ratings for your farewell tour, so you're not getting past the division round either. And plus, we need Matt Stafford. He's been around a long time, so we're going to give him some
Matthew Stafford. We rewarded him for good behavior. We'll give him a bone.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's played the good soldier for a good 15 years.
Chris Hufford, Chiefs versus Rams Super Bowl, aka the state of Missouri versus the NFL and Los Angeles. Used to be a pretty regional thing right there, but the Rams had to move.
And then Stan Kroenke had to be a dick and throw people under the bus.
If
I have to see Stan Kroenke raise Lombardi, I am going to flip so much shit. I'll be like, really? This fucker, with all the shit he's pulled, is able to...
That's what you have to trade to see Matthew Stafford. Kazoo, what's worse, Cowboys winning the Super or FedEx Field host a Super? Well, neither of those things will happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because FedEx is
Football
falling.
I feel like FedEx Field would
never.
I feel like FedEx Field would be like a real life version of Money Pit with everything just breaking down at the last possible moment. Halftime show, stage collapses. It turns into like Batman with like the entire field just implodes.
So what's bad
bathrooms
about
falling apart,
FedEx
too?
was it was rushed into construction,
Yeah.
and now Snyder has not really put much into it
It's neglected.
because he wants a new
wants a new
stadium.
He wants the new
And-
RFK.
Yeah, he's fucking stupid, dude.
Let's Dan Snyder.
Fat Man 1989 5. Daniel Jones for Sam Darnold in the 7th. No.
That's like
Sam Darnold.
that's trash for
What?
trash. What do you
Right.
mean?
Well, it's like, oh,
Why would the Giants even take that pick?
Do fans really
Right.
think Sam Darnold still has like potential and stuff? Like, I mean, this year,
This
is, like,
year-
basically
This
he killed it.
Yeah, that's sealed.
this-
You're back up.
yeah.
Hey, you'll make $7 million
Especially-
a year.
especially now, this is the Mahomes Allen period in the NFL where teams are going to try to play catch up.
Mhm.
Teams are going to keep cycling through
Yeah, they're going to be
QBs until
very,
they find
very short leashes.
the QBs that can do it all, because we've never seen outside of Michael Vick athletes at the quarterback position that can do what they do. But secondly, the one thing that Mike Vick could never do that Patrick Mahomes can do is Patrick Mahomes is consistently accurate.
What is? Yeah,
Mike Vick
couldn't throw accurately.
No.
That's what did him in.
Vick would have games where you're just like, and then
Is he
he would
hot?
go, yeah,
He was
and
always
then-
overrated. He was always overrated. He couldn't throw
Yeah.
accurately.
yeah, he was kind of Lamar-ish, but less competent than Lamar. You know, like
Yeah.
he would have these games where he would do shit where, I mean, I swear there was one game where he was rolling against his body and threw across his body to a receiver where I was like, no one should be able to make that throw, and he did it. And then the next game he'd go out and throw like 4 picks. You know, it was.
But he'd have
Well,
like
I mean,
200 rushing yards,
like
though.
if
Yeah.
you've seen his 30 on 30 or his
30
I
for
mean,
30.
there was a point where he didn't even watch game film. He would just go out there and play. He
Yeah.
literally didn't watch any film on the team they're playing and would just go out and just play. But for a while, he was just going out and just winning.
Yeah,
doing all
yeah, because
kinds
no
of-
one could stop him. The thing with Mahomes is Mahomes wants to win so bad. He's got Russell Wilson's mentality and Michael Vick's body, and it's, I mean, not built the same, but
Taller
he can
and
do
thicker.
amazing
That's
things.
a
Yeah,
deadly combo. It's a
he
deadly
does kind of move funny, like he walks funny, but he's
Hips are kind of stiff.
yeah.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I mean, he's probably going to end up being the greatest QB of his generation for sure. I mean, he's on his way to his 4th possible, 3rd straight Super Bowl, possibly. Like if they don't beat
AFC Championship.
the Bengals, choke.
I mean,
At home, like the
Compare-
Bengals
I
at
don't
home.
see the
yeah.
I do not see the Bengals playing this,
Problem is-
being able to hold these cats.
Yeah,
The problem is they don't have the line.
yeah.
Oh,
Their
dude,
line's
He
gonna
got
have.
sacked 9 times. Burrow did. Yeah.
Spagnola is going to be throwing Mike Fires all game.
Mhm.
Dude, he'll be
Yeah.
throwing Honey Badger
Burrow.
in there for
Yeah.
good measure.
Yeah.
They're going to be throwing the kitchen sink at him because the Chiefs are a much better team than the Titans. And if they sack Joe Burrow 7 times, 5 times, game's over.
See, that
I'm
Titans
sorry.
defense was at least pretty good also.
It was
all
very
year
good.
long.
They definitely improved in the pass rush and in the interior. But
Yeah.
the secondary was still kind of battered.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, that was on the quarterback and the offensive play calling. Like they got way too cute and overthought every single situation.
Yeah.
So about 3rd and 1, and you're running a quarterback sweep with Tannehill.
And also going for 2 when they scored their first
Yeah,
touchdown.
I mean that one at least you can kind of argue. It's like okay,
Yeah.
we need 1 yard. It was still stupid, but 4th down, you have the slowest developing running play in history. Like at that point, you should just do a tight end rollout. Keep 'em
Yeah,
on.
Mike Vrabel, for as much as everyone talks about him being, a great coach,
Well, he
has come up
he
short.
picks his buddies, and I mean Todd Downing is a fucking idiot. Which I mean,
Yeah.
they're keeping him. So have fun, Tennessee. That was your chance, and you screwed the pooch.
Yeah.
Noble Demon team. Which team is going to be more effed in the 2020s? Packers or Cowboys? Also 5. Knicks at Heat tomorrow. Which team will overtake the Packers in the NFC North? Packers are in a lot of trouble.
They're deep shit.
They're about to get broken up. It's wide open. I could see the Lions
just watch the Lions pull it out.
Yeah, like the Lions maybe
from the
ashes
of the ashes of the ashes of the ashes of the Phoenix.
Right. I honestly think that, I mean, on paper, the Vikings are probably the next, like they're the Bills of the division. Like
it depends on which head coach they hire, though. That all depends. They have a solid core there, though.
Yeah. They've got enough to, you know, if they can split with the Packers here in the future or sweep them, that could take them over the hump.
Yeah,
because the Packers are about to be bad.
Packers are
about to be bad.
They're going to be bad for a while. They're going back to the 80s.
Bears could be on the come up with Justin Fields.
I'm still not crazy about Fields.
I'm not sold, but you know, Nagy-less is
again. It depends on who they hire as head coach.
Yeah. I'm already taking a step up.
Yeah. Gingerfest, all the elite players, and we're looking at a potential Burrow versus Jimmy G Super. Yeah, it's potential, but the Bengals were gifted 2 winnable matchups.
Yeah, the Raiders were kind of
the Raiders were just happy to be there.
Yeah. If the Bills had been on that side of the bracket, you'd be seeing.
They tie. They're playing the Chargers, and it's probably an offensive shootout. The Bengals win because the Chargers' defense is hot trash.
It's such a damn shame that the Bills and the Chiefs couldn't run it back with everything on the line. Because I know everyone says, like I saw a lot of tweets that say, you know, the divisional round is their favorite round of playoff football. Fuck that. Championship Sunday.
That should have been the Super Bowl.
Championship is always the biggest game
because they hit
Super Bowl.
I've never seen them turn it up.
Physicality goes up even higher than the first 2 playoff games.
Right, because
sustained violence.
Yeah, there's no more pressure than Championship Sunday because no one remembers a loser. Like everything's on the line. Like it's if you get to Championship Sunday and you don't win, you will regret that shit for the rest of your life. So if you got to give a leg, give a leg. You know, I've never seen I love it because they finish tackles, they hit and follow all the way through. I love that shit. It's like a college game, you know, where salaries don't matter, who they are, what stage in their career doesn't matter. It's all out. I love it. Love it. Tucker White 94. This week is the start of a new season of auto racing with the Rolex 24.
Yeah.
After that, it's NASCAR for 38 of the next 41 weeks. So much travel. You're going down to Daytona, right?
Yeah, I'll be going down there towards the end of February. I wanted to go to the Clash race, but like we talked about before the show, just got moved into my new apartment, and now I hate spending money every other week.
Yeah, it's a little different when it's your dime, you know, and you don't have a sponsor or someone that's sending you out there, and you know,
that's why we don't go to every single game. Unfortunately, SeatGeek and Raycon and all those guys are not flying us out there every single game.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that about not going to every single game. Like, we have some NASCAR fans out there on the internet that are like, these YouTubers go to every single race, and we're like, dude, no, I'm just lucky to go to one every other month, you know, stuff. But yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Read some.
Yep, I will do. Let's go UW. Rep to Bonds and Clemens getting into the Hall, and Schilling. And probably Omar Vizquel. Vizquel dropped like a rock for domestic violence allegations. Actually, those weren't allegations. Those were legit charges.
Yeah.
Yikes. So what's the deal with what's the whole rules thing for the Baseball Hall of Fame? So after a certain period, they can't get in anymore?
After 5 years of retirement, you have 10 tries to get into the Hall of Fame. If you don't, then you're eliminated from the ballot, and you have to go in through the Veterans Committee or another committee.
So here's what I think will happen. I think that Bonds, Clemens, all those guys will get in, but they'll get in either posthumously or late in their career. They don't want to give those guys.
They don't want to let them enjoy that, have the party.
That's what I mean. Pete Rose will get in when Pete Rose is dead. That's
yeah. You don't want Pete
The
Rose
next
to get
day.
on the podium and talk major shit. Like Pete Rose, if he had a Hall of Fame speech, he'd be like, y'all motherfuckers are hypocritical as fuck. Y'all gonna ban me from baseball for gambling, and now betting sites are fucking allowed to partner with the MLB? Fuck you. That would be that should be his entire speech if he were to ever get it. Pete Rose is a dickhead, a fuckwad, an asshole. Like he's a dick.
He's a grifter.
Right. But here, on the flip side, he played baseball the fucking way you are supposed to play baseball. Hard as fuck and balls out. Like I love the way that he played baseball. Like it's sad that such an asshole could play baseball so well. But at the same time, he kind of got banned on some bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, he denied it for a long time, and then
he lied.
Admitted it when he needed to sell books.
Mm-hmm.
He never fixed games, did he?
No, I think he bet on his team, but not against them.
No. So the investigator that looked into it said he could have proven that Rose bet against the Reds, but he just stopped because he kind of felt like sorry for him. He was like, look, I don't want to.
You already lost enough.
Man. Like I already fucked him up. Like, so I don't want to go further than that. But come on now, if you're the manager and you're like, he was in debt, like hundreds of thousands of dollars to these bookies. If you want to place a bet through a proxy and just throw a game, it's easy if you're the fucking manager. Just put in your left-handed closer. You know what I mean? Or some guy that's on a one-day rest. You're like, this guy's going to get shelled. I'm going to leave him out there, until we blow this game. Hell yeah. It'd be so easy to manipulate that and get even with your bookie.
He gets
the temptation's there. Listen, Pete Rose is a scumbag. Okay. Don't put it past a scumbag to not do scummy things. That's all I'm saying. There's no proof. All right. But the lead investigator on it said he would have proved it. Okay. That's pretty damning, right? Like he didn't come out and say, oh, there's absolutely no evidence. He's already fucking breaking the rules. Is there ethics involved in breaking the rules? No.
I think it's funny.
Go big or go home, baby.
Yep.
I could have proved it, but I decided not to go any further.
Yeah. All right, Tree, pick up on the
Timothy Ostrander. Hey, Tree, please one time because I actually legit wish the Steelers won once in a playoff because if you solely say it once, Steelers get Super Bowl. Maybe in 2035.
Oh, look, we're twinsies, Tree. Right, we're both wearing the same bench warmer brew. You can
I got the go to logo. You got the Giants one.
I got the Giants. Go to benchwarmerbrew.com. You can order coffee. You can get these shirts. You can look like us. This actually, it's a nice fitting
It's a nice quality shirt.
Yeah, it is.
Very nice.
I was surprised. I thought I was going to get one of you ever get a shirt and the sleeve sticks out like here and you're just like,
oh, yeah. I mean, like,
not 10 years old, dude. Fucking cheap ass shirt. No, this is a good shirt. Who'd you read?
It's not baggy. Like, it fits well.
But Sean Pinkerton.
Yep. I want Bengals versus 49ers, 3 for the chaos. That would be interesting. And then the 49ers end up winning again.
Oh, yeah. That would be their third Super Bowl matchup.
Yeah. They played each other in the 80s.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. And then the Bengals would lose that game, too. No, I think if the Bengals get to the Super Bowl, that's a case of we've come too far.
That's crazy.
Like, we can't lose now, but I think they've already.
My question is, who's going to get caught snorting cocaine in the bathroom as a relapse? Just like I forget the guy's name for the.
It was a running back. Yeah,
Anthony.
It was like the day before.
Shoot, a couple days before.
LT used to smoke crack on his way to the stadium.
But he had been suspended a couple times for drug use, and then he relapsed, and that ended his career.
Oh damn,
LT. Could you imagine being that talented? You high on crack and breaking people's faces?
Yeah.
And for some younger viewers,
sending prostitutes and ladies to the players' room
yes.
the night to get them hired.
And for some of the younger viewers, that's Lawrence Taylor, not LaDainian Tomlinson.
No, not LT. Dodgers eyeing this week. This weekend of football will be. Vegas. Oh, you did?
Oh,
I got to hear this story. Hold on, interruption.
Well, I was on my way out. That's when I met him. We were riding on the train together.
That's the greatest.
If I would have met him like a day earlier, I'd probably have a good story.
And we just had asses in our faces, and LT's laughing at me.
Unbelievable.
And I thought I was in that movie Training Day. Like, Dodgers Zion this
lines
weekend.
from any given Sunday.
Dodgers Zion this weekend of football will be remembered for a lot of heart attacks. Also, heading to Daytona at the end of March.
Hey.
Spread my father's ashes. Yep.
Oh.
Aren't you? She's gonna spread them at the
infield. The infield.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Ian's Dallas losing to LA sucks, but it's the first time the Bucks won playoff games 2 years in a row.
Really?
Happy TB12 and everyone's back healthy for one more run. Tom Brady ain't going out like that.
One more year.
No.
He ain't going out.
1 or 2 more years. Like, I mean, his family will be like, stay with us. He's like, fuck no, I can still play. It's like,
he'll be
doing
like,
this for the next 10 years.
Right. He's not like Rodgers, where Rodgers has hinted even up to 2 years ago about wanting out. Brady has never hinted that he wants out. Like, he might have had some cryptic messages, but he's going to go back to Eddie Guerrero, whatever his name is, or Pedro Guerrero, his
Alex Guerrero.
Alex Guerrero.
Guerrero.
How many Guerreros can I think of? And he's like, order some more shit from China. Put it in my veins. Let's gear up. I think he has nothing left to prove. If they go out next year, even if they don't make the playoffs, who cares? Like, he's Tom fucking Brady. He's the greatest. But yeah, that was pretty sad that he came back in a game he had no business in coming back in, and he almost won.
It wasn't sad for me though. At least they won.
No. I was just really disappointed this weekend how these teams could not play defense when they had a lead.
Well, that's the NFL. Nobody can
opportunity.
Nobody's allowed to play defense. You know that.
When the Bills scored, I was like, that's it. Bills are going past.
The NFL wants the league to be like basketball, have scores of like 100 to like 144 to 140.
That's why they changed the rules to be more offense friendly, and that's why they're going to keep doing it. And that's why I kind of see them changing the overtime rules. It's like, yeah, you know what? We need more offense. Just water down defense more. Like, it's going to be to the point where they just remove defenders entirely. It's like, you know what? No more defense. Just make the
out of the way.
Only six defenders and 11 offensive players on the field.
Yeah. As long as there's time, you scoring. All right. I wonder. I think that they don't call as much bullshit holding in the last 2 minutes. I don't think they call people on that shit.
No, they let them play in the playoffs.
Yeah. They just let them play. They're like, all right, I think the refs subconsciously manipulate the outcome because they know that's what they want the league to see. Defensive stops in the last minute is not exciting. It's not.
Do you think the refs get brownie points for that from the league? Like, just like, I don't know, extra pay raise or something like that for certain outcomes? Or
Hell no. I think it's more. Yeah, if that was on paper somewhere, the whole thing would collapse, right? Like, we have to believe this illusion.
Maybe that's why they didn't want the emails released.
Right.
Right.
I'm sure Goodell, though.
That's going on in those emails. That's why
I'm
like,
sure
those
Goodell.
500,000 emails just they're gone now.
Yep. Oh, there's no more COVID. No more COVID. Give us the medal. We have solved everything. Hail the NFL. We are the best league.
We
actual
investigated ourselves and we found nothing of wrongdoing.
Yeah,
That's right. That's like Vladimir Putin looking into his career.
That's like the.
I've looked into my actions and found I have done nothing wrong.
The CIA has found no connections between itself and the
now
drug
anyone that disagrees is dead.
It's like
Jacobs,
the police.
893 49ers going to the Super Bowl. I don't know. I don't think so. I think this is the Rams' year. If the Rams don't do it,
49ers own the Rams though.
Yeah, they've lost to them 6 straight times, and it's frustrated me so much. Especially that last game.
They're due. They should have won that last game. Should never gone to overtime.
But it'll depend.
The Saints in the playoffs.
It'll also depend too on like who really has the home field advantage too? Because that last game they played at home against the 49ers.
Yeah.
The 49ers, man,
Yeah.
those fans came at it.
The
They even
Rams
tried to block the Rams.
They tried.
They're
But
trying to
they
block
took
the
that
Niners,
down.
but here's what's going to happen. A bunch of people from LA are going to buy blocks of tickets,
Mhm.
sell them for a mass markup on resale market. By the way, use code TREE to save $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. I did not say that out loud for the San Francisco fans out there, but they're probably going to be rushing in there and still going in regardless, because when there is a will and there is a desire of the free market for a product, there will be a way for them to get it.
Capitalism.
Yeah,
Yes.
but also
I thought capitalism was the devil.
Stan's got to pay for his $5 billion stadium.
But I was also thinking about this too when they like announced that whole location deal. Like, there's still a ton of 49ers fans in LA. Like, you guys recently just came back like 5 years ago.
LA's full of transplants. That's all it is.
Exactly.
There are more Steelers fans in LA than Rams and Chargers fans combined.
Right.
You read the next one.
Yeah, will do, sir. Let's go with Ian's Dalius. I'm sorry, that one guy. At this point, I don't care who wins, but I have my rooting rankings. 1, my Chiefs, my second favorite team since 2010. 2, Bengals. Kitty goes meow. 3, San Francisco, they killed the pack. 4, LA, screw Stan Kroenke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping to see two new teams get in there, so you guarantee to have a first-time winner. But at the same time, I also think, fuck these first-time winners. I want teams that never win a Super Bowl. I want to see teams
coming
that
up.
just never win a
The
Super Bowl,
decade.
and then one day
Lions.
after 99 years,
They win one and then they don't win again for fucking 20 years.
Mhm.
and then they can just remember that one moment.
Oh, that's Green Bay.
That one moment. I feel like
Chicago
there are teams that are going to win multiple Super Bowls
in this
again.
Yeah.
I feel like the Ravens will probably win a couple before
It depends
before
on
I kick it. I feel my heart, like I don't want to ruin it, but I feel the Giants, have maybe 1 or 2 left.
No.
Because they're the Giants. They're gonna put together. They're gonna try to go out and hire the best people and put.
No,
they're
the
not.
Jets. The
Either
Jets
that
will win.
or
Before
John
someday-
Mara dies, you'll have a chance.
I feel like what's another team? I wonder who of the non-winners do you think will win a Super Bowl first?
I'd say the Bills.
teams. You think the Bills will win a Super Bowl?
I think next year, I think they have a legit shot if they get a running back and an interior line.
Yeah, I'd say the Bills,
Yeah.
and then I guess the second team after
I
them
like
would
the
be the Browns, maybe, or no, maybe the
Ooh,
Browns.
I
Would,
think the-
yeah,
If
they
they
need to get
I
a
think the
quarterback.
Bengals, if Joe Burrow doesn't win a Super Bowl, like you have to start looking at it as quarterback, right? Like
Mhm.
who do they have under center? I think the Bills and the Bengals probably have the
Yeah.
best.
I think the
chance.
Chargers will get
Yeah,
there.
Chargers could be that next one.
But no one's
Yeah.
gonna show up. No one's gonna celebrate in LA if the Chargers.
Oh, I mean, honestly, I hope they
Not
just
about
chuck anvils at Dean Spanos.
Yeah. But yeah, if you have one of these newfangled quarterbacks, like you're gonna have a shot. It's funny because they said if Aaron Rodgers didn't win a Super Bowl, it would be a
wasted.
travesty.
Yeah,
And
The new Dan
he
Marino.
did. He won it.
He
He won.
won one.
He won a
I
Super
mean,
Bowl.
you're looking at like the most snake-bitten quarterback of this generation. It's Philip Rivers. He's the new Warren Moon and Dan Fouts. The
Yeah, but he
great
wasn't.
quarterbacks
He
to make a Super
ain't
Bowl.
no Justin Herbert. Like Philip.
Yeah, but Philip Rivers was still pretty damn good.
he was
he was
great.
good.
He would have made a Super Bowl if he were in the NFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever hear those videos of him talking trash? Like
Thanks,
clown
Jim.
trash?
I saw him talking trash to like one of the Jacksonville defensive players and stuff.
Yannick
It was like,
Ngakoue.
yeah, it was in a funny way.
90-yard touchdown.
I told you first. Touchdown, baby. Touchdown. Hey, Yannick turned around with his hand like, good.
Like, and he's like looking at the refs, like, "Hey, do you see this or whatever?" But I don't know, like the way he talks trash, though,
I'm
is
just
like
telling him.
it's in a
Because he
funny
doesn't
way.
cuss. He
Yeah,
doesn't
Yeah,
cuss.
exactly. It's in
Ned
a
Gosh,
funny
Flanders.
golly.
He's
Gosh
Ned
darn
Flanders
it.
talking trash.
Dog
right.
numb it.
Tree, where are we?
Let me go here. We are at Archangel GB2. Tree AB wants to play in Baltimore. Thoughts? Days of our Ravens coming soon. Yeah, Baltimore. If you sign him, have fun. He's going to self-destruct in 8 weeks.
they
No one's
Yeah.
gonna sign him. He's.
I mean,
done.
the only reason why they might sign him is because they have Hollywood Brown, but Hollywood Brown
cousins.
has that pull.
Well, and he also like him and Lamar Jackson, I guess, are good friends. But like, here's the thing.
No, dude,
If
like
you
Tom Brady and him were tight, and they still.
Yeah.
They're
Like,
gonna
if you
pull
can't-
Lamar to the side and be like, "Listen, kid, that ain't happening."
Yeah. And if you
You're talking
can't
about a
make
culture destroyer, he is a culture destroyer.
If you can't make it work with Tom Brady, it can't work anywhere else. And then also, I thought about this too when they were talking about that today. Like, isn't Mark Andrews their tight end? That's like Lamar Jackson's number one target. Like, he's always going to get like 8 or 10 targets a game, and then AB will like get pissed off at the moment he gets only like 3 a game, something like that. No way.
Yeah, AB is always going to complain that he's not, and plus he's due to start losing steps. So he's also to hear someone that's not playing well complain about not getting the ball. Like, I'd be like, "Fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up."
Pretty much.
He should just try the XFL.
No, he won't. He'll do the USFL. He'll join Todd Haley.
There you go.
Yeah. Maybe Johnny Manziel will make a comeback.
He's gonna be a rapper.
Smooth Criminal 12. Should Matt LaFleur be concerned about his job security, even if their failure the past 3 seasons aren't all on him? It's a bad look. You know what's on him is whoever he hired to be the special teams coordinator.
Oh, you mean they promoted
skate by?
Only 10 people on the field on that final play.
If they crater next year, I could see hot seat, but not now.
All right.
Yeah, they're gonna see how he adapts this team to the new situation.
Was it really LaFleur, or was it really the talent that carried him like they did McCarthy?
Sure.
That's the thing they have to consider. Mahmoud Farhood. The only person I truly feel bad for is Gabriel Davis. He had the game of his life. Also, Sean McDermott, why the hell didn't you go for 2? Easily, because if they miss a field goal,
that's so risky.
Yeah, they would have lost on a field goal.
Yeah. So risky.
The only way they go for 2 again is if Harrison Butker makes that extra point. That's the only way.
But yeah, Davis had like 200 yards, 4 touchdowns.
He set records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacobs 8-9.
Davis, what a wasted game.
Oh, and he broke 21's ankles too. That was funny.
Yeah.
No, he broke his shoes.
Made him fall down.
Yeah.
Bitched him.
That cat was remember Waterboy when he was about to kick the onside kick? He's like, who am I gonna kick it to? Who's my bitch? Yeah, he was back there in the secondary just staring, eyes wide like a deer. As soon as he hit him with that double move, that cat blew his MCL immediately.
He blew it by proxy. It's just like he should fake an injury, like, ow.
It was damn, did he get shot?
Jacobs 893. Do you think the Bengals have a chance to beat KC? Like 5 to 10%.
Yeah, I give it 10%.
They did beat them in the last time, but they got kind of lucky.
You're going to need a serious injury to the most important player on the team. It's going to have to be in Chad Henne's hands for longer than 2 drives.
I mean, Chad Henne beat Cleveland.
Here's the thing for
because he only had to be on the field for fucking 2 drives.
Here's the thing for Bengals fans. Like, I mean, I love Joe Burrow and like all those guys and stuff, but like Eli Apple on Twitter, he's making me hate the Bengals a little
Eli
bit.
Apple's a bitch. He always has been.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I just want to see him get burnt at least once on Sunday.
Here's the thing about Eli Apple. He tweeted out that he said like New Orleans is the smelliest city.
He played there.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me find the tweet.
He said, "What was worse, Giants or Saints fans?"
Yeah, but then he talked mess about New Orleans.
The specific tweet that he said though was funny.
He said the food was bad too. I was like,
yeah, that's
what?
Isn't that what they're known for?
Yeah, it's fight me. I will fight you. Like, what's your idea of favorite good food? Like KFC?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
No, he said like, hey, look, this is the smelliest city I've ever been to. Look, he shouldn't have tweeted that. But he's definitely been to New Orleans. Like, he's been around New Orleans. Because here it is. New Orleans is the dirtiest, smelliest city and has the worst food ever. It's the swine and crawfish that's killing y'all brains. Look, I'm not saying he should have tweeted it, but he's definitely been to Bourbon Street. Listen, the food in New Orleans is good.
Yeah.
But the city does smell like shit. You walk down Bourbon Street, you be like,
it depends on the area. I didn't really smell anything that crazy. I thought Dallas smelled shittier. But that was
Dallas was pretty bad downtown.
It smelled like when you went above the sewers, like, oh my god.
Yeah,
it is bad. Like people sleeping on vents. It's like, how do you sleep like that? It smells like ass.
But then what's funny is like your starting quarterback and your star wide receiver are both from there, I think. Or no, Chase is from there, I think. He's from New Orleans. Yeah.
It's just weird that Eli Apple would say that shit, just given,
His
shade to a team that's not even in the playoffs anymore. This is weird. Weird. Sir Random Guy. The Clickbait Sports Awards for Best Punishment nominees are U-Tree and a Whole Lot of Bell and Antonio, FPV and Ode to Gettleman, Gracian Time, Shampoo Bottle, Perna in the Shailene song, and Scooter in the T.O. cameo. I thought that Scooter dressed as a blonde was one of the funnier, most demeaning ones. Scooter's book report was pretty good too, because that was like a 2-week saga, especially with Scooter, his dad being involved. That was pretty good.
I would say you and the boat party painting that was a good
boat party painting was that one made me sweat too. But I think you and the Applebee's commercial was pretty good.
Oh, that was
hilarious.
That's number one.
But let's not forget Tom in the Head and Shoulders outfit. Like he was dying inside.
I missed that. Time. I was like on vacation. I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, you didn't get to participate in that.
But I saw it and it was good.
Yeah.
And then everyone got pissy because like somebody did like a last minute dono, and then like his fans got in an uproar. It's like, dude, you did that to me a month ago.
It's when you read it. Moist Toes 19. Someone's got a foot fetish.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work, boys. And what is your thoughts on the Islanders?
I don't know what happened to them. Their offense has just vanished.
That's the hockey team, right?
Like 86 goals against and like 86 goals for.
Teams have windows, and it seems like their window is
It's a shame because they have good structure. It's just like their offense has just died.
Yeah, and even Barry Trotz can't fix them.
It's the offense that's a problem. I mean, Trotz's defensive structure and goaltending and Mitch Korn have done wonders again. It's just offensively, they're just straight up snake bit. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys have aged, but like Parise has done like nothing. He's been snake bit. Wallstrom and Barzal can only do so much. They had a COVID wave. I don't know how much that's affecting them, but it's like, yeah.
I like how Uch and Darian are just so involved and talk about that.
I know.
What's a Barzal?
Oh, also, by the way, rest in peace, Clark Gillies. By the way, rest in peace, Clark Gillies.
Yes. We need to take y'all to a game, both of y'all. Uch, you been to a hockey game?
No, I've never been to a hockey game.
Darian,
me neither. No, I mean the Golden Knights, they were in Vegas, but I mean, I don't know.
The tickets were probably too pricey.
Yeah.
What you don't see on TV is because the camera follows them. It's kind of an optical illusion. When you go in person, they're moving about 30 miles an hour. It's unbelievably.
You have to take in playoff hockey, regular season.
Yeah. Playoff hockey. There's a lot of shit.
Yeah, like Pittsburgh regular season gets kind of bland. It's just like, but playoff time, that's what
I saw the Capitals eliminate the Ottawa Senators the year that they made the finals. And like, dude, not just only a playoff hockey, but elimination playoff hockey is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. David Lim. Do the Bengals have any chance against the Chief? Their OL looks really suspect. Burrow was in Saxville on Saturday. I really think the Chiefs got to get this done. This is the easiest matchup.
I mean, you have to. I mean, I can see the Chiefs adjusting for Jamar Chase and doubling him up, but then you might have opened up space for Uzomah, T. Higgins, or Tyler Boyd. I think that front interior line of the Chiefs is going to go ham. Like I
think the only team that could have stopped the Chiefs was the Titans. Honestly, the Titans are built to stop the Chiefs, and
they choked.
That was it. Well, obviously the Bills, but they got it. They did the one thing that you shouldn't do with the Chiefs is get into a shootout with them.
And the problem is, like with the Bills, like they're a very one-dimensional offense. They live and die by Josh Allen. They have nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You don't want to get in a shootout with the Chiefs.
No,
you got to get on top of them and stay on top of them and stay further on top of them. Like no lead is safe with the Chiefs.
None. You have to keep scoring and keep stopping.
Right. And like that's the way to beat the Chiefs was how the Bucs did it last year. Get on top of them, put your foot on their throat, and then put your foot all the way down to the ground. Like through their throat.
Step through his esophagus.
Right. Flatten their larynx. Flatten it. And we are demonetized. Andrew Meyer, hey, BFM, are you ready for round 3 against my 49ers? It'll be tough, but at least we got home field advantage.
See, exactly. I mean, it's going to be a close game, though, man. It's going to be fun. It's one of those games where if the Rams lose, I'm probably going to be mad for like a week. And then
also, change OT rules for the postseason. No, yes, I flip-flop on this.
Change it
every time, but
I don't think. I mean, like, how many games are usually like that, where it's like back and forth like that, and then a coin flip decides?
So,
if you don't want to settle the fate of a coin, don't give up 45 yards on 2 plays in 13 seconds.
Yeah, like,
I know people say it's anecdotal, but the problem is it's a team game, and you have 60 minutes to prove you are the best team. If you go beyond 60 minutes, there has to be some sort of risk. You can't just
great.
That's
great. But here's the argument against this is somebody published the stats. I think it's 90% of the time the team that wins the coin toss wins.
Dude, the stats for the since they started these overtime rules, there's been 163 overtimes.
Correct me, I could be wrong.
163 overtimes. The team that got the ball first has won 52% of the time.
Whoa,
okay,
that was higher.
But wasn't that stat for the playoffs then or something?
That was a playoff stat, the one that's overwhelming. But I mean, all of it, if you're going to look at the rule, look at it as a whole and how it's affected the league.
Okay, then that's fair enough.
50-50.
That's fair enough. But you knew as soon as Josh Allen lost that toss.
Oh, yeah, you knew it because we saw what those defenses have been doing the last quarter. They've been getting straight annihilated. So whoever doesn't get the ball is getting annihilated.
Yeah, you and AJ Bubba are on the same page. You're right then, because I guess in the playoffs it's a different animal, right? Like it's such a smaller sample size, right? Like you get into the playoffs, I guess the team that was meant to win is probably going to win in overtime.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
No, the 52%, and I see it because I'm looking at the chat. 52% does include ties. I think the number was 67 wins versus like I forget the number. But it was about a 20 win. There was about a 20 win difference and 10 ties.
I think even when it was sudden death, the numbers were comparable in the regular season. So, like it was like 50-50. Like it wasn't a guarantee that if you won the coin toss, you were going to win. Even in sudden death, when all you needed was a field goal.
And Buffalo had their chances to stop them. I mean, they did have them on a 3rd and 1.
They did. Well, 3rd and 1 to the Chiefs is like we don't fuck here. 3rd and 1,
bitch.
Yeah, the fuck.
We fall forward for that.
Fucking yeah. We got Pat Mahomes. Okay, I just what I think though in that situation, I don't know if the Bills score a touchdown like to answer. Like that's not a guarantee. If you were to tell me to bet money, like which one of these teams in their first drive would score a touchdown, I would take the Chiefs.
Same here.
I don't think if the Bills had won the toss and they had the opportunity to do the same thing, I don't think so. They probably get in range for a field goal.
And it depends on their play calling, but with the Chiefs, I think it doesn't really even matter what play they run. They usually find a way to pick up yards regardless.
Yeah. Their offense is such a juggernaut. Red Rhino 49, the best tackle of the weekend was Diggs' takeout of a fan on the field.
That was funny. So the whole backstory to that is, I guess he got betted. His friend betted him $1,000 to do it, I guess, and he's like, all right,
I would say that too.
Yeah. That's a stupid thing to do because I think you spend the night in jail.
Yeah.
And like they don't treat you very kindly.
No.
Like they treat you worse than someone that like
honestly,
like
I think
child molester.
And the fines would probably be over $1,000
because that essentially gave the Bills a timeout.
Yeah, and I was thinking
and that was a crucial play coming up, and they were tired because they had to avoid a lot of shit to get to that point.
And that was right after like that really bad catch by Singletary that had him lose 8 yards, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and plus it was only $1,000. Like that's probably how much your bail is going to be or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, court, everything, ticket. Yeah.
So it's now going to cost you more than what you get.
It would be ironic if you lost like $1,500 because your fine's probably $2,500.
And don't you get banned for life from stadiums for doing that? Okay.
Yeah.
What was the point?
I mean, if you don't give a fuck, like you're just not a sports fan, and
I didn't pay for the ticket. I don't come to these games.
$1,000 ain't worth it. I remember reading an article of someone, like some reporter did it to see what would happen, and they like threw him under the jail and basically like fucked him up for the whole night. Yeah, and they were just like, he was like, I will never do that shit again. He's like, if you think you want to rush the field, don't. Was basically the point of that article. Yeah. So they do, like, what are you gonna do? Complain about police brutality? No one gives a fuck about you. You ran on
the stadium,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. Yeah. They're gonna drag you like hard.
It would have been worse for him too if the Chiefs lost because it gave the Bills extra time to,
game plan, rest.
Yeah,
gather themselves.
Don't go onto the field. Know how to act. I don't care if it was a bet or whatever. All right. Where are we? Here.
I got it here. We are at Ain't Nobody Seen Nobody. Don't forget Bud Selig, the commissioner who oversees and turns a blind eye to the steroid era, is in the Hall of Fame and gets almost no blame. Dude, MLB took a blind eye to it because they knew he was making money.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball was fucked in the mid-'90s until
they needed him. They needed baseball to be saved because of the labor. They lost a World Series because of their greed.
And they might lose another if they're not careful.
Yeah, they better get their shit together and soon.
I feel like Manfred's just a clone of Selig.
Yeah. David G, it's crazy that two of maybe the best QBs ever to play could retire after this season. That or Barry deciding to put Brady over A-Rod. I'm still not convinced that Barry really did that. Like,
maybe he was jinxing him.
He trolls so much, though, man.
He trolls so hard.
I know.
Like, I'm friends with Barry. Okay, like. I talk to Barry, once, every couple weeks, and like I haven't asked him about that because I don't know where he's at. Like with that, I just letting him do his own thing with that.
Social media, but
yeah, I don't know what's going on with Barry. I just checked up with him and I was like, I just want to make sure everything's okay. And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, all right, that's all. I'm gonna leave it right there because he is definitely his own thing for sure. Yep. Very special guy. Noble Demon Tim, Derek Jeter didn't roid up, FYI. Also, the best interleague World Series, 1906, all Chicago. 1989, Bay Area Subway World Series, 2000. Best interleague. So, yeah, I mean, the Subway Series was very disappointing for me as a Mets fan. That was not fun at all. The Bay Area was a sweep by Oakland over the Giants. And then, Subway Series, I guess, the best interleague World Series would be in the 50s, though, if you're going to go all the way back to 1906. Come on, Brooklyn used to play the Yankees all the time. Those were battles. Jack Danaher, I'm sure Big Ben and Cam are retiring this March. For sure. Big Ben. No way Cam Newton comes back.
Cam Newton, I mean, only as a backup, but even then, dude, his arm is shot.
He was sad.
Cam,
that's all he was.
I love Cam, but yeah, it's
time. It's time. That's a guy that is also one of those. I cannot believe he did not win a Super Bowl.
Well, he got a chance.
He got to one.
Back.
Yeah.
Problem is that Panthers era is going to be known for Cam Newton not landing on a fumble and Cam Newton walking out in a press conference. That's all it's going to be known for.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. He was something else, though, in his prime. When he was physically healthy, something else.
It was.
In his prime.
We may not ever see a quarterback like Cam.
Because, he injured his shoulder in that, blowout, and he kept playing on it.
Yeah. He sacrificed way too much of his body. I could see Josh Allen and Justin Herbert.
Ended up kind of like that.
Yeah. They need to be protected.
I also kind of blame the refs, too, for that. They didn't protect. Yeah, the refs really didn't protect Cam as much in his prime.
No.
They let him get destroyed.
Yeah. They would get hit in the head 5 times a game.
Get destroyed. They didn't do a lot of shit with Ben either. But Tom Brady, throw the flag.
Yeah.
Touching the quarterback on the defense.
Hey, at least Tom Brady last weekend got at least he got a personal foul. What was it? Personal foul.
For taunting. Yeah.
Yeah, for
I
taunting.
bit my lip when he hit me. It's like, what?
Like Von Miller hit him in the chest. He didn't target
Yeah,
him.
he didn't even
Or
hit
how
him in
about
his
Jim?
mouth.
They're like, now
Ndamukong Suh. Do you see he kicked me? And the ref was
He
like,
bit
no.
his lip and got mad because
Yeah,
he bit his lip because of the whip of the contact.
Ndamukong Suh complaining about people stomping or kicking.
Yeah,
That was funny too.
That's rich.
That's laughable.
Yeah, that's funny.
Rich. Simpson says 90, not blowing big leads should be Sean McVay's top priority, not who's buying tickets to the NFC title game. There will be patches of red at SoFi deal. Yeah, for sure.
There are.
Does that have more to do with the Rams organization itself than McVay?
No,
Yeah.
that has more to do with that.
Yeah, that and I mean they're the Rams. They just moved there. How many years ago has it been?
2016 they moved there.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about football in LA. It's not
Not
like
yet.
they didn't have a team there for 20 years. Right.
Yeah.
The reason for a team to be in LA is for all the other fans
Money.
of other teams that live in LA to come see. It's like Vegas, a team in Vegas. Like how many fucking native Las Vegians are Raiders fans?
There's quite a few. I mean,
Well, I guess, right? If you live in Vegas, like you're obligated to be a Vegas fan. Like you
Yeah.
can't be
I
like
feel like the Raiders are a more like national brand than say the Rams,
yeah.
Chargers.
But we have like a lot of people from like some parts in California that live in Vegas, like like Oakland, especially. So
right. But if you still lived in Vegas, you weren't dropping the Rams to become a
No.
Vegas fan.
Okay. A lot of people stayed with their teams. But I mean, if you happen to be a Raiders fan, then
I feel like the Raiders have like a huge base in LA. Like they're the most popular.
Oh
team.
yeah.
Southside. Like they're the team that should have moved to LA.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
But they went to Vegas. It was a smart move. Dan Young, best live scripted performance, and the Emmy goes to the NFL Divisional Weekend, produced by Roger Goodell and directed by Andy Reid and Sean Hockley. Honorable mention.
Now it's Mike and Jerome Boger. Don't forget Jerome Boger.
Yes, and Jerome Boger played a big part. Sebastian Hebert, Bengals need to draft only O-line to save Burrows. Yeah, well, they're not. They're going to get a much deeper pick now that they've advanced further than they should have.
They can find a lineman.
They'll find that pick straight up. They got free agent options to sign. They'll be okay. I mean, they need to sign Jesse Bates, but
could be some free agents available this offseason. Who knows? Cool stuff. What do you think Allen can take the Bills to the Super Bowl? Did I read that right? What do you think Allen can take the Bills to the Super Bowl? Also,
win.
What do you think the Bills need?
The Bills need a
trying to confuse me, dude. If I was high, I would read that perfectly normal.
Trade for James Robinson.
I know exactly what you're saying.
They need a running game they can depend on. That's not just Josh.
Yeah. See, look, I kind of like Singletary, but like he's not one of those premier, backs.
He's a pass catching back. Guy you run draws out of shotgun to keep the defense honest. He has a role, but he's not a bell cow running back.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. They need to play better defense. Like they needed to shut down Kansas City.
They needed Tre'Davious White. That's what they needed.
Yeah.
Oh, also a little bit of irony that Tyreek Hill doesn't get called for giving the peace sign for taunting.
I thought they were going to throw the flag on him.
But that's an offensive player. You don't penalize.
You can't.
No. He got called for that the year before, right? He gave the peace sign and they called it.
That was Antoine Winfield.
That did.
Oh,
that was Clyde Edwards-Helaire got penalized for pointing.
Okay.
I mean, it's hilarious. Like, I love it. Like, I love taunting. Like, taunting should be encouraged. Remember when they banned celebrations in the NFL? They should go the other way. They should make group taunting a thing. like all the players line up and just like drop their fucking jock straps and be like, suck on these. Like group taunting should be a thing. They should go 180 and then encourage it.
Like they should just give the opposing quarterback whirlies every time they pick it off.
Yeah. Like you should be able to do a haka to the other team after you score a touchdown.
Just let them have fun. A lot of them are probably going to have CTE anyways. Just let them have fun.
Yeah. Final flash. As much as I hate the overtime rules, the players, teams, and league have no desire to change them. Might as well deal with them for now. Yeah, the point of the NFL overtime rules is to get the game over with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, try to be as fair as possible. But
overtime, you increase the risk of injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, this idea of an extra 15-minute quarter, no. Come on.
No way.
No.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's going to be injured players and a team that's going to be at a disadvantage the next week.
Right, because in hockey they keep playing overtimes. Like there was that one 7 overtime game. You don't need 7 overtime periods in football.
What was that college football game that went 9 overtimes?
Oh, that was because college football is a gimmick now.
Yeah. The 2-point conversion.
2 overtimes, it's 2-point conversions. Yeah. There was a 7 overtime game. I think it was LSU and Texas A&M, like in 2017.
Yeah, I like the old rule where the overtime could go it would be 90 to 98 or something, because you could keep scoring touchdowns. So if you took the over and it goes into overtime, you're like, fuck yeah, we got this now. Fuck yeah, we getting the over. Nick Man, fuck Grayson Allen. That's all. Yeah, Grayson Allen's always been
dude. He always gets into stuff, man, all the time.
He can't help himself. He's Ron Artest. He's fucking Antonio Brown. He's he's one of those,
more like an off-brand version of Ron Artest. Because
he's Ron Artest if Ron Artest was a pussy.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Clarence Price, Flyers, the Lau cowing their way into last place in the NHL, 12 straight L's. Get out of the famous Jameis L. Bakery. Also, the Hurricane Man finally got out of legation against Disney and Eternal for having the most diversity.
Yeah, Philly, the Flyers have given up.
They're
trash. By the way, Philly say goodbye to Claude Giroux. He's gone. So
isn't Alain Vigneault their coach?
He got fired. He got fired a couple months ago.
Oh,
he can pop pills on the streets. All right, coach. Yo.
Mahmoud Faroud.
Pittsburgh, Mike Yo was trash.
Yeah, Mike Yo was garbage. I don't know how he got to be the coach of the fucking Wild after, but he did get him to the playoffs.
Because he got carried by Dan Bilesman and his arrogant ass. That's
Mahmoud Faroud, the Bills should have gone for 2 on their last TD. It might not have mattered, but a deficit of 4 points is hard to overcome.
It's so risky.
It's
hindsight.
You down by 2. And then that field goal has you lose.
Then you lose.
Yeah. And then you're second guessing the whole time. It's like the squib kick fallacy. It's like, if they kicked a squib kick, they would have cost a few seconds, but they would have had much better field position. They'd have probably been at the 35 or the 40. So instead of 2 plays they only need 1. So
13 seconds and all 3 timeouts is enough for Pat Mahomes. It's enough.
I mean, that shitty scheming it is.
It's enough.
Jared Froman, you want teams that have never won one in the Super Bowl? I've got one. Titans versus Lions.
Oh, that's a random one.
That's a random. Browns versus Lions.
Browns versus Lions would be the Pain Bowl.
That
would be the cathartic, I'm sorry we can't both win bowl. Joseph Grimaldi for 50. The Bills will never, ever win a championship unless they move that team out of Buffalo. Move them now. Die, Bills, die. Also, the Chargers should fire their hack of a GM due to the lack of player development.
Where would you move the Bills?
Well, they had that rumor they want a new stadium.
Toronto.
Austin.
Austin, Texas.
I was just why Austin?
Nobody's showing up. Have you ever been to Austin?
I have.
Not a lot of football NFL fans in Austin.
It's a lot of land, basically.
I remember the first college football. It's in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember last time when I was in Austin, you ever see one of those chopper bikes? But it's not a motorcycle, it's a pedal chopper bike. And this dude in a nun outfit was just riding down the street in Austin, Texas.
Wow.
With a full beard, wearing a nun outfit. And it was one of those flying nun hats, too. I was like, fuck yes, Austin is weird. Kind of dig it. A lot of hotties in Austin, though. Okay.
On Noble Demon Tim, I learned the hard way the Angels' 2002 World Series title run was divine punishment for the Yankees 1996 through 2000. After all, 1998 divided by 3 equals 666.
Never knew that. Never knew that. Boy, the Yankees sold their soul for that. And then after that,
it's good because fuck the Yankees. Nobody.
Yeah, the luxury. That was an awful time in baseball, watching the Yankees win every year. Please never let that happen again.
Poor Mets.
Yeah. That's a team that I'm convinced, like, there's, like, I'll be 90 when the Mets win another World Series. Tree will be 100 if the Pirates ever win another World
God.
Series.
Well, when was the last time the Pirates even made the playoffs?
2015 wild card game.
Okay.
Last time they won.
Pirates are sad.
1979. So we're looking almost 4 years.
I think Atlanta will win a Super Bowl before the Pirates win a World Series.
Easily, dude. I mean, dude, I'd be 200 by the time.
Okay, keep reading super chats, but think about the best non-winning Super Bowl match. Like, I think the Falcons versus the Browns would be a great Super Bowl. Falcons Browns.
Chokers versus
great matchup. Mm-hmm.
If you're going Chargers Falcons, Jokers versus Jokers.
Oh yeah, there you go. Chargers Falcons. But I think the Browns versus the Lions has got to be one. And then the Vikings need to play the Bills to the 2 4-time losers.
Oh yeah, both
0-4.
That's right.
Bills versus Vikings, the 0-4 bowl. That's it. Jerry Mejias, I made a meme of the Soviet flag with the Packers logo with the Soviet anthem.
Well, if this past weekend has taught us anything, communism does not work.
Communism does not work. Mystic Rican, the year is 2032. The Final Four is the Las Vegas Raiders, Detroit Lions, San Francisco 49ers, and Pittsburgh Steelers. Tree is on his 4th diaper. As we see the 49ers Raiders in the Super Bowl, that's not played in Madden.
4th diaper? What do you think?
I'm going to be wearing diapers by then?
When you're older, yeah.
That's only 10 years from now.
That's 10 years from now.
It's going to be in your 40s.
Yeah, like early 40s.
Early 40s.
Like, how bad is my health?
Pull-ups.
I'm in diapers in my early 40s.
Jacob's 893. Oh, go ahead. Read it.
I guess the Vikings are hiring an analytical Wall Street guy from the Browns as GM. Time to play Moneyball, I guess. Well, you're probably going on a deep rebuild because, I mean...
the Bears got their guy today.
Yeah, they got Ryan Poles.
Ryan Poles.
Mm-hmm. They're saying they might get Jim Caldwell.
That could be a good hire.
Could be a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
I said I've never been that crazy about Jim Caldwell.
I don't know if he gets you to the promised land, but he's going to get you multiple playoff appearances.
Yeah, he can get you to the playoffs.
Yeah. Gary Kubiak coached the Denver Broncos, and he got him to a Super Bowl, won it. People kind of called him a retread when they brought him in, and he got it done.
Oh, he was good with the Texans when he was down there. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, he brought them to their first playoff.
Yeah. Where's all that Bill O'Brien talk in Jackson?
he got shut down quickly.
It's like, come on, Byron. Shit. Say yes. Say yes.
Nobody want that shit. They just brought him in as leverage. They had to. I think it was the Rooney Rule. They had to interview someone that with below average intelligence,
under IQ of 100.
The Rooney Rule. That's the Morrow Rule.
Yeah. The Morrow Rule. They had to interview someone that couldn't function in society.
You have to hire somebody with the Dunning-Kruger effect. New Orleans, they'll be interviewing Matt Patricia in the next week.
Right. And then someone will be interviewing Ryan Grigson for their open GM position.
How does that guy
Mr. Yes, let's go Pens and a bunch of Penguins. David Lim, closet Canucks fan. Will they ever win a cup? Possibly.
I don't know. I mean, they have the talent, but they have betting put them in a deep hole.
Mets cast. BFM can't wait till Daytona. I live in Vegas and I'm still a Jets fan, sadly. So Thursday will be fun. You know what? We got to do Talladega because they was telling us that Talladega's where the party's at.
Talladega is cool, but here's the thing. So, everything surrounding the track is basically one giant shithole. The hotels, just the entire environment.
Dude, I was born in Alabama. You don't have to tell me how fucking...
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It is.
It's
crawled to the state line by the time I was 2.
It's like Cousin Skater's Hotel. It's like, You got lice in the bed. That'll be $14.50 an hour.
That'll be first for
Oh,
me.
keep quiet. I got some condoms in the corner. They got holes in them.
Alabama's pretty when you like go to Georgia. GN Darian, when does the NASCAR Weekly podcast resume? Oh, you guys take a break during the off season?
Oh, yeah. We have to. Yeah, because, I mean, the NASCAR season's like 38, 40 weeks long. So we basically do like 38, 40 shows a year. But our first episode back is going to be on February 3rd. So the next Wednesday after tomorrow. So February 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern time on the Icebergs channel.
Awesome. You can lick that like button over the NASCAR Weekly podcast. We do have to go to a race. I think I'm eyeing the Nashville race because Nashville is a party atmosphere.
Yeah, either that or there's another racing series that started last year. It's called the SRX. It's really, really fun, and they race at the Nashville fairgrounds. It's the shorter. It's the
okay.
Track, so it's really
might
fun,
have to go to that.
It's a little gimmicky, but like that's the point, though.
If you let me crash on that couch, I'm there.
Mm-hmm. You know I got a futon, so yeah.
Okay.
Futon.
All right. You ever hear that joke by Dimitri Martin? He said there's this place called Futon World. Sounds like a magical place that gets less comfortable over time. GN, wait. Hiei 2K7. You read this, Tree. I'm going to invite Hiei to the stream.
Yep, will do. Bears hired an offensive lineman for GM. Ryan Poles was a 2008 undrafted free agent, and we found his old Bears picture. I'm waiting for Ted Phillips and George McCaskey to take the ball to Intercourse, Pennsylvania. I should take the ball to Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Come on, we know that. And finally, a 2.0 for 20 bones. Thank you, brother. Everyone wants to interview Dan Quinn, and us Falcons fans are looking at them like, why?
Hold on.
He got
listen, I know. Listen, you making that face, Uche. I see the face being made. He's like the white Jim Caldwell, right? Like he's gonna come in, he's gonna bring a defensive mindset in.
The greatest collapse in the history of
he's gonna
football.
Stabilize your franchise. Look, Kyle Shanahan has blown.
That breaks
leads.
A person.
He was part of the problem.
Kyle
Shanahan blew his own Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan blew his own Super Bowl. He's one game away. He's a good coach. I'm sorry. I hate Kyle Shanahan. I think he's the dumbest motherfucker alive for blowing that. I don't think Dan Quinn was really, as much a fault at 28-3 as Kyle Shanahan was.
He still got y'all there though. That's the thing. He still got y'all to the Super Bowl.
True.
I'm just saying,
you got to get there,
listen,
and then you still got to get.
He let that team come out of that locker room thinking they won against Tom Brady.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
That's unforgivable.
That was.
You don't win until he's buried as deep as what the Chicago Pile 1 is buried.
Yeah, he should have been in their faces like, we haven't won shit. Don't fucking let up. But I think it was kind of that mentality that kind of fucked him too, because they kept trying to pass the ball and doing all that shit. Like it was it was stupid. It was stupid. But I think Dan Quinn, for me personally, as a Giants fan, he could come in, get the Giants stable, get us to 8, 9, 10 wins, and then we fire him and bring in somebody.
Who, Quinn or Dable?
Quinn. I actually, at this point,
Quinn's coming to interview with us tomorrow.
Here's the thing, like Dable is everyone's slurping on Dable. He could be the next Adam Gase.
I'm not crazy about Dable. That's very conservative with his play calls.
Right.
Even
someone
better though, he could be the next Matt Nagy. He could be your guru.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Dable, everyone's giving me all this smoke on Dable, and I'm just like, I don't know, at least with Dan Quinn, I know what I'm getting. A guy that even after they blew 28-3, brought the Falcons back to the playoffs.
Yeah, but he's still choked.
He's still Dan Quinn.
That's what happens when you bring in Steve Sarkisian to run your offense.
I don't know. Maybe, yeah. But sometimes you gotta hire a coordinator that could work out.
Steve Sarkisian wasn't that guy.
Who's in the league now that was a former coordinator that's considered one of the best coaches?
Belichick.
But
he was defense. Not
Andy Reid. Was he a former coordinator?
Belichick was also a special teamer at one point.
Sean Payton, offensive coordinator. I don't know. You never know. It's all results driven in the NFL, and somebody could there's some good coaches that are at home right now.
Yeah. There are, but at the
Without
same time, how many of these good coaches are going to adjust to the modern day NFL? Or weren't a coach that didn't come into the NFL being some college coach who had some quirky ass idea like Kingsbury, and I keep seeing Kingsbury for whatever reason. Weird guy. Anyway,
you got Klingon.
the Klingons are coming.
Yeah,
but
it's another word for Dingleberry.
Yeah, Kingsbury comes into the NFL after running his super duper offense at Texas Tech, and look how far he's gotten so far.
Yeah,
Kingsbury. That's a combination between a Klingon and a Dingleberry. That's a Kingsbury.
There you go. That's your coaching in Arizona.
New type.
Sorry,
that's
Cardinals
what
fans.
The Arizona Cardinals do in the playoffs.
Also, Tree, I see you haven't gotten canceled this time with Mr. Darian Black Flags Matter in here.
Well, I did not say the magic word this time.
You didn't say black.
You didn't just try to abbreviate him down to the first word.
Liam Murphy trying to sneak one by. How many new NFL teams are about to start the rebuild process? I mean, it's got to be a lot. Yeah, the Giants are probably in a reset.
They're probably going to be a couple
Bears.
Teams think they can run the table.
Bears are probably going to reset, or at least think about it. I think
there's got to be some offloading of either contracts this year after June 1st, or it's going to be offloading via trade for any guy we got that's still viable and is not on an immovable contract.
Oh, Darian's got the wheel. The Saints are in one for
Saints
sure.
The Saints are about to be loading the U-Haul van for San Antonio, I believe.
Packers are about to blow it up.
When's the lease expire in the Superdome? I thought they're getting.
When does the lease expire in the Superdome? That's a good question.
I don't know. They need a new stadium. Liam Murphy says my Falcons. That's a good one. Matt Ryan's not going to live forever.
Yeah, I think
Jaguars are in the process of one already.
The Saints' current lease on the Superdome expires in 2025.
Oh,
whoa!
So 3 years.
That's right. That's right, Darian. I almost called you black.
Jesus Christ! Now 5 points gets canceled. Good God!
That's right. You have to race with IDK after this. I forgot. I've got the same wheel. I love it.
Hashtag the exact same wheel. Take it off the internet.
Yeah. It's the tension that you feel when you're turning. It's so great.
I'm not used to the force feedback yet. I keep spinning out with some of the cars.
That has a steering wheel. It actually gives you feedback.
Yeah. The only problem I don't like about the brake pedals is I don't feel they're precise enough.
Yeah, no, it's like they're a tad bit
There's
harder.
not enough pressure in it.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that an electronic gizmo under your desk is going to give you vacuum pressure. Like when you push on a real brake pedal.
Exactly.
All right, we got a couple super chats, then we got to end the show. That guy you don't know says Rams gone to Super Bowl, and GN says the Super Bowl media is happening. Right? Yes, I actually want to talk about that. Before we go. So the way that we're doing it this year is we're going to have panel guests throughout the day with their own 15 to 30 minute slots. But then in the afternoon, we're going to do a chaos, like 2 hours, where it was like last year where 12 people come on at once. It'll just be, I thought that this year that having, 4 or 5 people at a time just kind of makes it messy. I want to be able to interview people, ask them questions, talk about it, and then have the chaos hour because that was really good last year when we had Kofi from Secret Base. We had you, Ooch. We had Chiseled Adonis. We had Adam Rank. We had Not the Expert in. Bengal was on. Like, it was crazy all at once.
Just pile us all in.
Fun.
It was very fun. Very fun.
I'll try not to give you any more of this kind of motion
of the asses. Dodge, what you got going on? Any announcements? Anything like that?
Well, I will be streaming about 10 minutes after this show ends, and Super Bowl Sunday, I will be actually traveling back from Florida that day. So my availability, we will discuss after you send us off the air. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Steering wheel man disappeared.
So stream it about 10 minutes after the show.
Yeah, he did. He didn't even have time to out. All right, Ooch, what you got coming up this week?
Man, we got our tier maker, our championship weekend tier maker tomorrow.
Yes. Special guest
one
still.
should be fun. Oh, you know what? I just talked to him. It's gonna have to be another time. He's gonna be traveling. I just talked to him like an hour ago, but I might have a fill-in. I'll see.
Okay. You were with who was the comedian girl on Monday?
She had to. That's who I think I might be having fill in because
she had to leave too.
Yeah,
she didn't even make it.
No, but she hit me up today and was asking me when can we reschedule it. So I might have to get her on
Wednesday.
Tomorrow. Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Tree, what you got going on?
Well, I'm actually working on a greatest game vid from Bills Chiefs. So I'm working on that. And then I'll finally, hopefully, get some time to work on the NHL All-Star Break Haters Guide. So
there you go. Maxi Mad said, what about the Dolphins mess that they did? Yeah, the Dolphins are about to rebuild.
Dolphins, that's how bad franchises stay bad. So
I've got a Jets video coming up. Why are the Jets so bad? And we'll answer that question. And then I'll probably end that series for football with why are the Giants so bad? Because they are. All right. We made it to another show. What do we say?
Adios.
I'm not 5.6.